Good evening, and thanks for tuning in to West Talk. Today is Tuesday, April the 18th, and we've got a really fun show for you today. We don't have a book to introduce you to today, so we are just going to bring up a cool event that's happening here in the community, put together by CMHI, the YMCA, and Vine Place. So it's a lunch bunch, bring your own lunch event to the YMCA, and they're going to be having a discussion about what is fetal alcohol syndrome disorder. So that's Friday, April the 21st at the Brook Mall at the YMCA downstairs, and presented by Mike Kearley from Vine Place. So get on out there and bring your own lunch, and it should be a great talk. And right now we're going to jump into our guests who are in studio right here beside me. We've got two studio interviews for you today. And first, to talk about a really interesting play that's coming up this week at the Rotary Arts Centre, one of the finest places to see any sort of show in this region. We've got Mike Payne and Craig Haley here to talk about The Weir. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you very much, Dustin. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, and just off camera, we were talking about The Weir and the name of the production and stuff, and we're not going to dive too much into that because it's really not that relevant to the spirit of the play, is it?
No, the Weir itself does get mentioned in the play, and it's sort of a looming figure, but it's certainly not what the play is about.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And so, Craig, do you mind sort of giving a high-level overview for the folks at home about just kind of what the play is about, and then Mike will ask you about what people should expect.
Absolutely.
The Weir is a play that I guess you could say it's brilliant in its simplicity. It's just about four guys and a girl sitting around in a pub in Ireland on an average evening, sharing stories about ghosts. Mm-hmm. And it's quite the little adventure that takes place over the course of an hour and a half. And yeah, that's basically it. But I think the audiences that are going to come to see it, they're going to get a lot out of the experience.
Yeah, it sounds like the type of show that is going to land very well at the Rotary Arts, you know, especially the way the theater is configured and that sort of horseshoe, very, very intimate. And so I imagine a play that's just based on the setting that you're describing. It seems like a perfect place to really pull in an audience.
Yeah, and I mean, the stories that take place over the course of this evening really change the lives of everybody involved. So, I mean, it doesn't, you know, we were saying off camera as well that it's just people sitting around talking, but it's really, the way Conor McPherson is the playwright, and the way he has it written, and his writing, his style of writing, it's really magnificent. And yeah, their lives, I think it's safe to say, certainly changed by the end of the show. Yeah.
So. And so, Mike, I know you've been involved in so many productions and plays and, over the years here in the community. How does this one stand out for you in your sort of how you approached it in the first place, and when considering this role?
Yeah, it's a show I was somewhat familiar with. I think I saw the production that Gross Mourne Theatre Festival did up in Cowhead many years ago now. I can't remember what year it was, but it was quite a while ago. Mark Bradbury was in that show, who's our director, and has been a sort of a passion project for him for quite a while. So, and I read it and I absolutely loved the piece. It's, you know, I've done a Martin McDonagh piece, who was another Irish writer, just a few years ago. So it's similar in style in that way, but I've never done a McPherson play, so this was just really exciting, and I was happy to take it on. You know, very excited to do it.
Interesting. And so when it, you know, was it Mark that sort of would have selected the roles for each of you? Or did you sort of, was there a point when you got to consider, you know, who should fill what role?
He sort of told me, he knew who he wanted me to be. I don't know about you. I think he had some idea, but we did read. I mean, we did read for the roles.
I think he made a good choice in picking the role I'm playing. It almost describes me to a T in a way.
Which is great when you come see the show, and you'll see why.
Absolutely. And so who else is involved in the play? Like, who else will be acting? You mentioned it's four people sitting around the table, essentially.
Well, the four guys, apart from Mike and myself, Ian Locke will be in the play playing Brendan. And Mark Bradbury, who's also directing, he'll be playing the part of Finbar Mac. And Alison Crowe will be playing, sorry, forgetting her name. Valerie in the show.
Wow, what a cast.
Yeah. It's been a lot of fun to rehearse this one.
Yeah.
A lot of great discussions too, which is always exciting.
Yeah, and as a group, have you all been involved in plays together before?
I was going to say I've never worked with Allison. That's not true. We did Cats a few years ago.
Yeah.
But this is the closest that we've worked. And myself and Craig and Ian and Mark were all we're all a part of Rumors, the farce that we did a few years ago
Neil
for Drama
Simon Show,
Festival.
yeah.
But this is very intimate. Again, with just 5 of us in the room, 6 including Izzy, our wonderful stage manager. So you get to delve into things a little more in depth, and you get to have discussions, which is always really exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get to learn a lot too.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And do either of you know much about what Allison and Adam have on the go over here next door, by the way?
Open Door Theater?
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. We had them on when they were first opening up the Open Door, but I've just been thinking about it ever since, and every time I see Allison's name.
I hope parents realize how lucky they are to have that resource for their kids.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal.
It's kind of a brand new for its kind thing, right? Like.
Yeah, and I mean, Adam's been doing this for a number of years. Allison is and they're both just such great people too. So the Open Door Theater is fantastic, and they've been very good to us. We use their space as a rehearsal space for the entire process, really.
Awesome.
They just opened their first show this past
Sunday,
weekend, the brunch show they were doing, and they had intended to do 2 shows, but the demand was so high they did 3 shows in one day with the kids, and it went over hugely successful.
Cool.
Yeah.
And Allison, I got to say, just shines in this role. It's a tough role. She has probably the most difficult role in the show, and certainly with her story. There are references, I should point out, there are references to death and children in the show, and there's some salty language, shall we say, some colorful language.
Sure.
So just keep that in mind. It's not for the wee ones.
Right.
But it is a beautiful piece, and it's absolutely been a joy to work on it. It's been a passion project, like I said, of Mark's for many years. So.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Well, I'm really excited, and I think I'm definitely going to have to head out for this one. I happen to have some tickets from the Rotary Arts Center that have been burning a hole in my pocket.
Nice.
Thanks. Shout out, guys.
It's a great venue.
Yeah, it's an amazing venue, and the thing I love about it is sort of, especially for adults, and so it's great to hear actually that it's probably more geared towards adults, because it's so fun to be able to mingle with people before and during the show, to be able to have a beer, bring it in the theater with you and sort of enjoy that. It's a really sort of special experience actually, and so I'm excited to come out and check out this show, which is happening when?
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 2021-22, 8 p.m. at the Rotary Arts Center.
Amazing. Well, I will be seeing you guys there. Is there anything else you wanted to say now about the show or the event?
I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's it really is a special piece.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it.
The set looks great.
I should say, I will add, I mean, I've been doing this for about 20 some odd years now, acting, and this is probably one of the best scripts I've had the privilege of doing. It's a fantastic show. I can't remember which publication it was. One of the major publications, New York Times or The Guardian, rated this play as one of the top 10 plays of the last century.
Wow.
So
That's something.
we've really lucked out with this one, and I think audiences here in Corner Brook are really going to enjoy it.
Well, I think you've said just enough here to leave some good suspense, but also to show that this is a serious play, and with a serious cast, and a great director as well. So, I mean, it guarantees to be a great show, and thank you so much for coming down to talk to us about it.
Thanks, Dustin. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, and you guys can get your tickets online, or you can just go down to the Rotary Arts Center box office and grab those up. A great venue, and I'll be seeing you there. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back with our next guest. Stay tuned.
So why volunteer at Rogers TV? Well, it's fun, exciting, and challenging. You can develop practical, hands-on skills in TV production, make new friends, and have fun, all while giving back to your community. For a few hours a week, you can be part of a great team making great local television. Want to find out more? Get in touch with us at rogerstv.com. Make your mark and find a new passion as a Rogers TV volunteer.
And we're back in the studio now with a great friend we're very happy to have with us today, and someone you've heard me talk about before on many occasions as they pass through town, but now they're here with us. Very happy to introduce my friend Arthur O'Brien from the Navigators. Arthur, thanks for coming in, man.
Oh my gosh, this is my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Good to be back in the studio again. It's not my first time here.
No, it's not your first, and it would have been great to have the whole band, of course, but they're going to be coming out tomorrow for the show that you have here.
Yeah, the show we have here. We we have more going up the coast. We're playing up in St. Anthony, and we're playing in Rocky Harbour.
That's wicked. You guys don't stop, man.
It's been really good, I must say. A lot of shows this time of year for an album release, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, and of course we had we had a good time in February up at Marble.
Oh, Winter Carnival Dance Party.
That was something else.
It was so, yeah.
Yeah.
It was off the charts.
Yeah, and I really love where the show has, how your live show has progressed, like over the years, right? It's always fresh. You always, obviously still, perform the staples that everyone knows and loves, but I mean, the process that you bring them through to get to those songs is really fun.
Well, I appreciate it. And when you're at the Knotty Pine Lounge and places like that where you got a big crowd and everybody's partying, everybody's on the go, you want to keep the energy level high and keep the hits coming. And but it's nice because we've transitioned now with the new record, even since February, into a whole new pile of material.
Right.
And so when we're playing at the Arts and Culture Centre coming up Friday, people, there's still some favourites, no doubt, but we're doing a lot of new material, stuff that I wrote, stuff that's going to be new and fresh. And by next year, hopefully they will be staples as well.
Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking driving in here today about forcing myself to think about the very first time I saw the Navigators, right? And so, for me, it was in 2005, because I also had this thought that you don't really get exposed to the Newfoundland music scene until you can get into the bars, because that's where a lot of it is moving through in communities, right? And I just, at that time, 2005, I just started university, went to Wayland's Gate for the first time, and walked in the door, and sure enough, there you guys were. And 400 people, blocked, and I see people rocking out like the Rolling Stones were in there, but it's Fred up, beating a boron, and you playing a Telecaster, and just the place was going. And the song Rhythm of the Goat became instantly my favorite song. Yeah. And I danced with so many girls in university to that song, it was it was it. And had the album and everything, and now, here we are, and you guys are still going with the same energy, the same everything, and it just blows my mind that you've had this, this track, and that you've stayed so current, and you're still playing the biggest sort of events and festivals that happen on the island. I love it. I really love it.
Well, yeah, we keep trying to keep it fresh.
Yeah.
And but yet we still try to maintain some of the same things. So Wayland's Gate, you mentioned, is our longest gig of any gig that we've had continuously. I mean, we started at Wayland's Gate just before we actually played Snow Jam in 2000. I'm going to say 2001 or 2002.
That was like the Swollen Members Gob year, was it?
They were launching the Buddies.
Yeah.
And they actually had us play at the top of the.
Oh, the Party on the Peak.
Party on the Peak.
Yeah.
We actually played our first gig with the Navigators in Corner Brook on the top of Marble Mountain.
Wow.
And then as soon as we finished that night, we went straight down to Wayland's Gate and did our first gig at Wayland's Gate, and that's 21 or 22 years ago now.
So probably then that ongoing gig at the Gate is how a lot of people like myself first got exposed to you and became fans, right? And just that constant presence in this community. So maybe that's been the key to the Navigator success, is hitting these communities and going often and building relationships with, people all over the province in that way.
Well, Corner Brook is an easy sell for me, okay? Because I like to go to Steady Brook a lot.
Yeah.
I love going to Marble. I'm a skier, so to get me to come over in the middle of the winter, it doesn't take much arm twisting.
No, it doesn't.
And then besides, I mean, we're here in the summer. Like you said, Wayland's Gate is just packed with people. It's always a good show. It's always a good crowd. So that's pretty easy to no-brainer to pack everybody up in the van. Let's go. We're going for the weekend.
Yeah.
And, it's nice. It's nice to have a nice, strong community that we have here. So we really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's awesome. And so here we are again. Now you've, like you said, it's sort of this ongoing reinvention of the Navigators, and now you're on tour again, and you're doing things differently. And this time it's really standing out to me how you're approaching this tour differently, especially from a promotional perspective. You guys are going hard at it this time, right?
Yeah.
And so you've picked up some great partners and sponsors and the like, which I guess is a reason to address the elephant in the room, the Honda 50 that's on the coffee table in front of us here.
The new Honda 50 to replace the old one. This is the new Honda 50 that we're we have a song on our new record called My Little Honda 50, and it describes a Honda that we've done a lot of upgrades to. And you know, the whole premise of the song is that we take her out to Dildo for a run, myself and Fred, and she's really, really fast. She's faster than Buddy's what's his name's Yammy and everything. And so my friends from Honda Town in Carbonear wanted to join and become a partner, and they gave us this bike as part of our promotion. So what we do have a promotion at all the shows that you get your picture taken with the bike, you get your picture taken with our sponsorship sign, and you got a chance to win lots of little prizes, a prize pack at every show. So it's a bit of fun, you know.
So what happens to this bike at the end of the tour now?
My 11-year-old's going to ride it for the rest of the summer.
Nice.
We're going to take it for the summer. We're going to keep this on the road. You know,
just get it out there.
Yeah, because the song is so much fun, and you know, I just did it as a whim. You know, we'll get people get their pictures taken with it, and we've only done it at 2 shows so far, and the response has been more than I could ever imagine.
I've seen all the pictures. Yeah, after every show you play now, all these pictures start popping up in my Facebook algorithm of people sitting on this little dirt bike, right? So that's a beautiful way to also return some value to a good sponsor, right? And I know Honda's been good to you guys on this tour for sure.
No doubt, and it's just, you know, it's raising awareness of the song, and you know, just for have a bit of fun. You know, people are coming to the shows. You know, it's just, you know, it's a little bit outside the normal. You know, purview of doing a show. You know, go get your picture. I've jumped on the back with people, got my picture taken. So if you want to come to the show and get your picture taken with the bike and get a chance to win $500 worth of prizes at every show, we're there for you.
Yeah, and I think that's cool how at every show, you know, people get this great show that they're obviously going to remember forever, but then there's a chance for them to go home with some ski passes and this and that, and, you know, and so it just makes it that fun experience. And I'm sure people love coming up to you guys after and telling you, you know, this song or that song or what that means to them. Yeah, and you probably still, I'd imagine you still enjoy that quite a bit.
I do. That's part of, you know, people coming up to you and just, you know, just reaffirms what you're doing. We're putting a lot of work into it, and you know, people, I guess, don't realize that, you know, there's a lot of behind the scenes with performing to getting it to a stage, that the actual show, the things surrounding the show are so much fun, because you got to go through so many other things that are not fun.
That's the joyful part.
Yeah, it's the joyful part. People were, you know, that 2-hour show or 2.5-hour show, it sometimes, you know, it takes, you know, a day. It takes 16 hours. I mean, I remember we did a show last year in Fort McMurray, and we had 32 hours of travel for 1 hour of playing.
Right.
And that 1 hour of playing was a lot more fun than the whole 32 hours of travel.
For sure, right? And, you know, tired or not, you're still going to go out there and do 110% on that stage, as you guys always do. I mean, and somehow, like, the intensity of your show just seems to keep going up as the years go on. It's not chilling out, it's going up. You know,
we're trying.
And now you're playing, like, 2 hours straight through sets, you know, like no breaks. It's just this hardcore show that's great in almost any sort of setting. And certainly you guys have played all number of types of venues and rooms and, you know, boats and this and that, and
boats,
and who knows,
and mountains.
Yeah, everywhere. So, you know, but what's your favorite part of touring the arts and culture centers? Because, you know, you seem to do that at least once, sometimes twice a year, depending with, you know, Christmas time and stuff. What's your favorite part of these arts and culture center runs?
Having the captive audience, having an audience that is totally there for the music, for anything we have to say, anything we have to do. It's a little bit more, you know, we are completely tuned in.
Yeah.
So if I'm telling a joke or if we're singing a song, people are getting every nuance.
Yeah.
So there's something to be said for that as a performer. You know, it's nice to see a lot of people dancing, no doubt, for a party show and that kind of thing. But it's just so. You know, reaffirms what we're doing as musicians and as entertainers. Yeah. To have an audience like here in the Arts and Culture Centre just tuning in on every little aspect of it. That is, you know, and it's you know, that's why the show goes by really fast. Yeah. We don't do really long, you know, we only do shorter sets in the theaters than you normally do, because it's only so long. People want to be in a warm seat.
That's right. You're not driving a bar there. It's a little different environment.
Exactly.
But do you find yourself making like major adjustments to sort of like the set and stuff? I'm just thinking about, you know, if someone was out at Marble in February, right, where there was 600 people just like dancing for hours endlessly, You know, so some of those same people are probably now considering coming out to the Arts and Culture Center. And so because you're not playing to that dance floor, you're playing to this theater, what kind of adjustments do you find yourself making there on those shows?
You know, the adjustment is that we're, you know, people are, you know, there's the humor part of it is so much stronger.
Right, the banter in between.
Yeah, the talk, the stuff, the setups we have for the songs are so much more fun because people are getting every word that we're saying, and we have a lot of effort put into that. And then, you know, when it comes to the original material, people are really tuning into what we're doing. And I got to say, with this tour, like all the theaters we've done so far, the response has been way bigger than I was ever expecting. It's amazing.
Yeah, no, it's incredible. And, you know, this is one of the things that just impresses me about you guys. I already knew the answer to that question before I asked it, but how you can mix it up so much and play to different audiences. But I guess the answer is, you know, for people who want to know more about you guys and like your relationship as a band, or to know a deeper dive on some of these songs, the theater is the best way to like get that.
Yeah, the theater's definitely, you know, it's another, you know, another slice of it, you know. I mean, like, I don't think we'll ever stop doing the big party shows and, you know, dance shows, because we get so much fun out of it too. You know, and there's an aspect to that. So, you know, but you know, it's just trying to vary it a little bit, and not just be a one-trick wonder. You know, to have that, you know, and I think we've really put a lot of effort, you know, having done Celtic Christmas for so many years, we put a lot of effort into refining and polishing that kind of show. And I think the proof is in you know what the end results at these shows, which is pretty amazing.
Some of the clips I've seen so far, it looks like, you know, part music, part storytelling, part comedy show, right? So something for everyone there. And I know now you guys as well have like new merchandise. Are you working with Atlantic Music, is it? Or like Robert Buck and that crowd there?
Yeah, I see you got some old merchandise.
Man, this you gave me this shirt like, I don't know, 2 years ago maybe, and I've got this thing worn out. I've worn this everywhere. I climbed the highest mountain in Portugal wearing this shirt proudly, right? Which was a whole, I wish I had another 20 minutes on this show for us. There's this conversation I've been wanting to have with you for like, since I got back from Portugal, about how everything in Portugal is about the navigators. It's all tributes to the navigators, the original sailors, the people who navigated the Atlantic, and, you know, and so everywhere I was going, it was like the Navigators Pub, the Navigators Lounge, you know, and it was so interesting. And people there were asking me about my shirt. And I was happy to tell them that actually this is my favorite band. This isn't a Portuguese souvenir.
How nice,
But it is getting a little worn, man. The voice got a bit shrunk for me.
We have new merch coming out this year for the tour, for the new album and stuff. So we have two different designs that we have. We have the original, or the album design itself, which is this one here, and I like to give you this new hoodie.
Oh wow!
Which is just our kind of our regular graphic.
Thanks. So this is the album cover of the new album?
The album theme. That's more of a themed one.
The theme? The concept art?
The concept art. You know, it kind of goes along with the new album a little bit.
Yeah.
And
amazing.
With the Honda 50, we've had so much fun with the bike. And part of the story about the Honda 50 is that the old one, the 86, not the 2021, is that we put a 2-up seat on it so Freddie can get on the back. Freddie likes to go for a run, but he hates to drive. So our designer said, you know what, I'll come up with a new shirt for you with that kind of fits that. So we have this shirt here, which is Fred and going for a run to dildo.
Oh,
so
I'm gonna give this you got Dustin. That?
I hope you can see this at home. It's everyone makes dumb and dumber comment, and I just like. I'm not sure who's dumb or dumber, but we
no, that's Stunned and Stunder, man.
Yeah, Stunned and Stunder, yeah, the new Lambert and Stunned and Stunder, yeah. Jeff Daniels and
that's so good, man. That's my new favorite T-shirt, dude.
There you go.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Thank you so much. And so, when people are out on tour now, do you have these available?
We do, yeah. We have those in hoodies and in
my God.
T-shirts, and we have the other one in sweatshirts and everything.
Oh, Fred looks so funny there, man.
Our designer, and he was working on it for a few weeks, and I could feel on the other end of the phone. He's like, "Yeah, I think you're gonna like this. You're gonna, you know," and because we didn't have it at the beginning of the tour.
Yeah.
And Jordan Harnham, who's our support act, Jordan said, you know, what, you guys got to get a Honda 50 shirt. You know, everyone loves the song.
Yeah.
Everyone, you know, so things kind of progressed from the first part of the tour, because we started the tour in March.
Yeah.
And so we went out and got the shirt designed, and we got the Honda 50. And so I just, you know, after getting a Honda 50 from Honda Town, my next song for the next album I've been working on is a song about a Lamborghini.
Oh, yeah, I like it, man.
Yeah, get a Lamborghini.
Keep going.
You know, we get that on tour.
Yeah, gee, you're, what are you taking marketing notes from your old friend Dusty here?
I know.
Yeah.
I gotta say, you know, anytime I got an idea, you know, I appreciate your help. You know, I run things by you, and you've been giving me some amazing input. So I really appreciate it.
Well, I hope telling you the story about how pretty much the first time I went for a dance as a 19-year-old was to you guys. Gives you an idea of why I'm more than happy to be involved in any way possible. And so I'm looking forward to seeing your show.
Yes.
And going to be able to watch you hopefully from very close to the stage,
Yes,
whispering in your
bring
ear.
your dad and anyone else you want to bring. And you know, we're going to be down in Stephenville on Sunday or Saturday, and then we're out in Bayvert on Sunday. So this week is a busy week on the West Coast. We're getting our West Coast dose in.
Get them in there.
Yeah.
Get them in there. Man, we just got the light, so that's all the time we have for this interview. And thank you so much, brother, for coming down.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, can't wait to see the show.
Oh, can't wait to play for you.
All right. We're going to take a quick little break and come back to wrap this thing up, so don't miss it. Stay tuned.
So why volunteer at Rogers TV? Well, it's fun, exciting, and challenging. You can develop practical, hands-on skills in TV production, make new friends, and have fun, all while giving back to your community. For a few hours a week, you can be part of a great team making great local television. Want to find out more? Get in touch with us at rogerstv.com. Make your mark and find a new passion as a Rogers TV volunteer.
And that's it for our show this week. I want to thank Mike Payne and Craig Haley for coming down to tell us about The Weir, a really fun play that's happening at the Rotary Arts Center on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or the 20th to the 22nd, whatever days those are. As well to my good friend Arthur from the Navigators. And you can check them out on their tour across Western Newfoundland coming up this week, and probably coming to you all across Canada. So be sure you get out and see them and get your photo taken with the boys and this Honda 50 that I'm about to go wheelie across the Rogers parking lot. Have a great night. We'll see you next week.
Oh, me little Honda 50, she's rapid and she's nifty. She can do 150 on a windy day. Oh, me little Honda 50, hit the right Joe and she'll shift me and get me away from the Mounties any day. I found her in the buy and sell back in 1992. A nice big man in the caravan said, "This is the bike for you." He wanted 100, sure I gave him 82. Took her for a spin on the Merchant Road and bigger she feckin' flew. Oh, me little Honda 50.
If you have a comment about this program, we'd love to hear it. Email or call us, or send us your feedback through social media.
Looking for the best way to get the Major League Baseball games you want to watch? Rogers Super Sports Pack has you covered. With MLB Extra Innings, you'll have a premium ticket to out-of-market regular season games with all games available in HD. Don't miss the action from the games you want from both the American and National Leagues. MLB Extra Innings, part of the Super Sports Pack. For only $35.95 a month, Rogers customers get all this for one all-inclusive price. Order using your remote starting on channel 431 or visit rogers.com today.
Did you have fun?
Number, what was the